Hey everybody. Uh, how are you this evening? If you are new here, my name is Gina and I am an e-commerce reseller on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace. I also have a booth at a local antique mall here, and here is small town southern Kansas. We are a town of about 15,000 people. And between those two things and my full-time job, I keep pretty busy. So tonight I'm going to do a little bit of listing until somebody shows up, if somebody shows up. And outside of that, I would like to talk a little bit about the different platforms that I currently sell on. And I also would like to talk a little bit about List Perfectly. I did talk about List Perfectly in another live a week or so ago, and kind of want to give an update on that. But as of right now, since we're just getting started, I'm going to go ahead and list a couple of things that I've got sitting here. And we'll just take it minute by minute, see how things go. So anyhow, first thing that I'm going to list is a pot or a planter vase. Oh my gosh. Off to a great start when I can't even think of what this thing is called. It is a vase. And I just realized that my sticker is still on it. So I'm going to get that off of there. I'll let that soak for a second. And drop it on my dog. Great start. Sorry, buddy. Anyhow, letting this sticker soak a bit so that it'll be easier to take off. I will tell you that the majority of what I find to resell online, I will get from either a local Goodwill that we have here in town or other Goodwills in neighboring towns. Auctions, both live and online. There, got it all taken care of. As well as garage sales, and sometimes even from antique malls, if I can find something that allows me enough money or enough profit to make it worthwhile. That is becoming more and more rare as people are becoming more and more aware of the value of the items that they're selling at antique malls. But you can still find things like that occasionally. You just have to look. So anyhow, first thing I'm going to do is, there's no marking on this vase, so I'm going to take a picture of it with Google Lens, just see if anything pops up. Probably not, but I've been surprised before. And of course I get online and I go live and my allergies kick in, so I apologize for the sniffling. I am not upset. I am just congested. All right. I am not seeing anything, and I didn't think that I would, so we'll just post it as a generic vase. It is kind of pretty, though. It's a different shape than usual. It is very clean inside. Hey, Candy! I haven't seen you in a live in a long time. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. How are you this wonderful Saturday? I know that it is a couple of hours earlier where you are. So, yeah, I thought it was kind of a pretty color. Real pale blue would be cute in a nursery or a powder room, or really any room. But I'm going to adjust my pages here so that I can bring up my eBay page. There we go. And I know you can't see it yet. I will bring it up in just a little bit. How has life been on the left coast? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I knew you meant pretty and not petty, because you're not petty. I volunteer at a local charity. I do their online sales for them. And today was our volunteer appreciation luncheon. So I had to dollify myself up a little bit. Unfortunately, it's so freaking humid that my hair has not kept its curl like I had hoped it would. But that's all right. It is what it is. I'm just doing a real quick search on eBay to see if I can find anything to come up with this. I'm not expecting to. In fact, I will go ahead and share what I'm doing. I think if I hit the right button. There we go. So anyhow, no, nothing like what I'm looking for, but it still gives me an idea for pricing. I'm going to go ahead and take off solds and see what happens. Still nothing quite like this. So I will tell you a little story. I thought, seriously, I seriously thought I had gone through my entire death pile or profit pile, whatever you want to call it. And I did some heavy cleaning last weekend. And I found a large tub, what are they called? The plastic tote. I found a large tote in my bedroom that I could have sworn was off-season clothing, my personal off-season clothing. And when I opened it up, it was full of Goodwill bags from March of 2020. So I'm listing things from March of 2020. Embarrassing, but true. So, yeah. So this vase is from that. I'll create a listing here. Oh, I see it's doing the, hang on, I got to adjust. I'll be back. I'm going to remove that. I just realized it was showing both screens and it doesn't need to do that. So let me try that again. That is not what I want to do. No, I want to stop that screen. There we go. Come back to this. Share. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but trust me, I'm trying to get the other screen back up. Not entire screen. I want the window. Create your listing. There we go. That looks better. That looks better. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and get this listed. Oh, Candy, I want to tell you, I enjoy your Facebook posts and your Instagram posts. I love that puppy dog, cutie pie. What's its name? I keep forgetting. I know you've put it in there, but I keep forgetting. I think I'm going to add the word powder in front of blue. Unmarked, and grab my tape measure and let's see how tall it is. 6 inches tall, 4.5 inches wide, and 3 inches deep. There we go. All right, and I paid. I'm giving away all my secrets. I paid $1.49 for this vase on 3/15/2020. At least I left all of the receipts in with the bag, so I know how much I spent on everything. Okay. Collectibles. Condition is used. Small chip on base, but not visible. When in use, no other condition issues. Alrighty. brand is not Century. Why does it want to do that? Unbranded. There we go. It is ceramic. Subject, no. Finished glazed. Size, small. Unknown country of manufacturer. My eyes are not working for me today. I have to keep adjusting my glasses. Sorry, guys. And we'll do department baby, girls, boys, kids, teens, adults. Because it's really for anybody. No character. It is not handmade. It is 6 inches tall, and that's not automatically coming up, so 6 inch. Any room, bathroom, bedroom, entryway. Scroll through the rest of these things. 4.5 inches wide. And, well, we'll just leave that. Okay. What's your dog's name, Candy? The dog in your pictures that I see on YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Or is it not your dog? It might not be. I shouldn't assume. Okay, and how much do you weigh? You weigh a pound, so you will be 2 pounds once we're done with you. I'm going to list it for $14.99. I do have everything on a 25% off sale right now, so it'll really be $12.49, somewhere around that, $12. And 1 to 2 pounds, priority, 3% promotional rate. That is Lily. Well, Lily is adorable. Lily is simply scrumptious. If we lived closer, we could get Lily and Buddy together, and that would be a lot of fun. So let me turn my photo box on, light box on. Just found a little bit of schmutz on here, so I'm just getting that off before I photograph it. Everything else looks okie dokie. And grab my phone / camera. And yeah, I know it's a little dark here with this light on. I'll turn it back off in a minute. I've got to figure out better lighting now that I've moved my computer to a different location. Because the overhead lighting is causing issues, but yet it's too dark in here if I don't have the overhead lighting on. So, ayan, yato at chakando. Picture of that chip, and good to go. A little bit better now that I turned that back off, right? My dog is Buddy, and he was just here. Buddy! Buddy! Sorry, I have to yell, but he's almost deaf. Come here, babe. Come here. And don't snag my shirt. Don't snag my shirt. Oh, that's Buddy. He's an old man. Yes, he is full-blooded dachshund. Got him from the pound. He chose me. I did not choose him, but I'm so glad he chose me. He has a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. And he will be 13 years old. Yes, you will. You'll be an old man. And I've had him for 11. He was an owner relinquish A little older couple had him, and he was a tripping hazard because he loves to be under your feet. And so they turned him in because they were afraid that he would trip them and, break a hip or something like that. So, hey, Carter, I didn't see you come in. How are you? Oh, so anyhow, say goodbye because you're heavy. Bye. Nice to see you guys. Oh, buddy. Mwah. Bye. All right. Go curl up in my chair because I know you will since I'm not sitting in it. He thinks it's his chair if I'm not sitting in it. Oh, thank you. I think he's adorable too. He's a pain in the butt though. No, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's licking my ankles right now. You done? But no, he's a good boy. I'm very blessed to have him. And my job, I take care of developmentally disabled adults, and I get to take him to work with me occasionally. So, and they love that because he just wants to be petted. He wants to be held. He wants to give kisses. I thought Lily was probably Dachshund and Chihuahua, but I wasn't positive. I had a friend who had a Dachshund Chihuahua mix and looked a lot like Lily. So she's a doll. How much does she weigh? Because this one down here that's still licking my ankles is a chunk. He weighs about 15 pounds. Slightly overweight. But he's almost 13. I don't care. He eats what he wants to eat. Okay, I am loading my photos for that vase. Whew, sorry, it's hot all of a sudden. Luckily, my thermostat is right here, so I'm going to turn my temperature down a bit. Oh, so it would take 2 of Lily to make up Buddy. Yeah, he's a chunk. But I love him. Poor boy. He's like 3/4 deaf. He's half blind. He's losing his teeth, like his mommy. And unfortunately, he has congestive heart failure. So, but we enjoy every minute we have with each other, don't we, bub? He's looking at me in the hallway. Like, come on, let's go cuddle. I can't right now. I can't right now. Go curl up on the bed or the chair, whichever. There he goes. Okay, hang on a second, guys. I got to take these glasses off. I got to reach over here. I'm sweating up a storm all of a sudden. Whew. Goodness. I don't know what's going on. Hot flash. That's better. Okay. But now I can see you guys. Yes, mommy is working. Candy says mommy is working. He came back. He's just staring at me. He says, "Mommy, you don't work when you're here. When you're here, you play with me all the time." That's what he thinks. He has to have help getting up into my lap in the chair because he's old and he's got a long back, and I don't like him doing a lot of jumping. And he loves to bark at me to put him up on my lap, and then he immediately jumps back down, and 2 minutes later he's barking again, and it's like, make up your mind, please. All right, so these are loaded into eBay. Saved the draft, and I will go ahead and share the screen again. We'll go back in and alter the photos a little bit, darken them up so that black background is not black but gray, or not gray but black. Hello, Cameron. Welcome back. How are you? Have you recovered from the reseller rally yet? I will admit, I saw that you posted a video about it. I have not watched it. I'll be quite honest. I'm very disgusted that I wasn't able to go. I know you guys had a lot of fun, though. I have watched a couple of videos, but hopefully the next time around I will be able to go. Oh, that would be fun. Need to have one in the middle of the United States so that it's easier for people to get to. This is not wanting to adjust. Whew. I bet you do know the look, Candy. If there's even the slightest bit of dachshund in a dog, they have that guilt look down pat. Maybe I should have done this on the white background because this is just not wanting to. I don't want to get the color wrong. I'm doing all right, Cameron. I am honestly, and like I said at the beginning of the live, I kind of planned on listing for a little bit until people started coming in, and now there's 3 of you, so I guess there's people here. And then I was going to discuss a little bit about the different platforms and about List Perfectly and about what I have decided to do in regard to the platforms and List Perfectly. And List Perfectly is more of a follow-up from when I showed how to use List Perfectly a couple of lives ago, because it did not work correctly for me at that time. And oh, you will actually, Cameron, if you stick around, you will enjoy this because you will be able to razz me quite a bit about your favorite topic with me and living in Kansas. Oh, nope. Take it back, Cameron. I take it back. That was Paul, not you. I don't know why I get you two mixed up, but I do sometimes. But all right, there. That looks better. So we'll get these done, and then I'll come back full screen and talk to you a little bit. So Paul will miss out on it by not being here. If you guys don't know, and some of you have not been here for a while, Paul likes to razz me. Paul, Philly Flipper, likes to razz me about my terrible internet connection. And yeah, I'm sorry, Cameron. I apologize for getting you guys mixed up. It just always seems like if one of you is in here, the other one's in here. And I don't know. I, for some reason, get you guys mixed up sometimes. But, and by the way, Cameron, have you noticed that since you said something, I have not once called you by the first 3 letters of your name? I work very hard on that. All right, this is good enough. We'll go ahead and get that listed, and I will bring it back up to full screen. All right, and we're done. And go back to full screen. Hello. All right. You planned that? Probably. I wouldn't put it past you guys. I wouldn't put it past you guys at all. So a little bit, we'll start off with List Perfectly. Well, actually, I'm going to give you a little bit of what order do I want to talk about this? We'll start with List Perfectly. So a couple of weeks ago during a live, I showed the viewers, people in chat, how to use List Perfectly and why I like List Perfectly. And when I cross-posted a listing from eBay onto List Perfectly, and then from List Perfectly onto Facebook Marketplace, it didn't work. It cross-posted, but then looking on the List Perfectly database, it wasn't showing that it was cross-posted to Facebook Marketplace, which is the whole point of List Perfectly for me, to keep track of what platform I have an item listed on, because I list a single item anywhere from one platform, eBay, because I list everything on eBay first, to anywhere up to 5 different platforms. And it's just easier for me to be able to, when something sells, find that item on List Perfectly, and it immediately shows me where they're all where that item is all listed, and I can go delete them from all of those platforms. And like I said, when I was doing the live, every time that I would try to cross post something to Facebook Marketplace, it would cross post, but then it wouldn't show up on List Perfectly as being cross posted to Facebook Marketplace. Now, there is a workaround for that. I could copy the item number from Facebook Marketplace and manually put it into my List Perfectly. But I don't want to have to do that when I'm paying for List Perfectly. And I pay $50 a month, basically, for the service of List Perfectly. I have been in contact with List Perfectly. They do not know what's going on. And unfortunately, it is only happening to me, it seems. Maybe a couple of other people, but it's not a widespread issue. So it's been about 5 days since I sent List Perfectly a screen recording of me going through the steps and showing that it wasn't showing up as being cross-posted. And I haven't heard anything from them. My subscription to List Perfectly ends in a little over a week, renews in a little over a week. And I don't know whether I'm going to renew it. Just for two reasons. Number one, if it's not going to work the way I want it to work, is it worth the money? Number two, do I have the money to keep subscribing to it when my sales have dropped off quite a bit the last few months? So I'm debating. I haven't made an actual decision yet. Kind of wanted to see what you guys thought. But I will say this. I do not believe it is a List Perfectly problem. And I will explain why I think that in just a minute. So I don't want to be bad-mouthing List Perfectly. I love List Perfectly. I love the customer service of List Perfectly. The owner of List Perfectly gets on the List Perfectly. Can I see List Perfectly any more often? Gets on the Facebook page for List Perfectly all the time. I've talked to her many times when I've had an issue and we'll be posting it on the Facebook page, and she'll get right on there and talk to me. So I love the fact that they are so involved in their customer service when they don't really have to be. I'm sure they have people to do that. But I do believe that, and I'm sorry that Paul's not here. I believe it's my internet connection. I have AT&T internet, Uverse internet. No, not Uverse, just regular AT&T internet. Unfortunately, it is the only internet that I can have in this house because I live in an area, a small town that doesn't have a lot of internet options. So I'm kind of stuck with it. I've been trying to figure out how to fix it, and there just aren't any options. There is actually one other way I could get internet, and that would be through our local cable company. But unfortunately, there's some history there, and I am not allowed to have an account with them right now. So I'm stuck with AT&T. It is slow, which is why this stream jacks up every once in a while. I am seriously 5 inches, 6 inches from my router. And I don't have full bars on this computer. And it's a newer computer, so it's not the computer. So yeah, it's frustrating to me, but I think that is why I'm having an issue with List Perfectly. So I want to make it clear I'm not bad-mouthing List Perfectly. But if it's not going to work the way I want it to work, do I want to keep paying for it? That's what I have to decide. I don't know if any of you use List Perfectly. I would love your advice if you do. But the problem is, if I stop using List Perfectly, how am I going to keep track of where I have things cross-posted? Because if you are a reseller, you don't want to sell something on one platform. If you only have one of the item, you don't want to sell something on one platform and then have it sell again on another platform. And I have had that happen a couple of times just because of my error, not List Perfectly's error. So if I go without List Perfectly at all, how do I keep track? And the only thing I can think of is to just do my own spreadsheet. But I don't know that I will. I don't know that I just don't know what to do. I want to keep cross-posting because the more places you list your items, the more likely they are to sell. And I need them to sell. I don't know. I do know that if I give up on List Perfectly, I will definitely take all of my listings off of Poshmark. I rarely sell anything on Poshmark anyhow. So it would just make sense to give up on Poshmark. At least, for now. I mean, I can always go back later. So I'm thinking about giving up on Poshmark. I'm thinking about giving up on Etsy just because sales on Etsy are slow and you're charged a fee. I mean, it's minor, it's 15 cents, but you're charged a fee for every listing you create on Etsy. So if I'm not selling on Etsy, why am I paying that fee? I would rather stick with the platforms that don't cost me anything to list, that they just take their fees out of any sales. So I'm thinking about stopping listing on Poshmark, stopping listing on Etsy. That would leave me with eBay, of course, Mercari, which I'm waffling about, and Facebook Marketplace. My two biggest sellers are eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Those are the two places that I sell the most, with eBay being far and above everything else. So I don't know what to do. Would love some tidbits of advice from anyone watching. I've got, like I said, a little over a week to decide if I want to pause using List Perfectly. I just don't know. If I had a stable internet, it would be different. Because then I know List Perfectly would work perfectly for me. So I'm not sure. What say you guys? You don't have any luck with Posh either, Candy? And you don't cross post. That's the other thing. I mean, I could, excuse me, my chair was moving on me. I could just start listing more targeted. I mean, there are certain things that sell better on certain platforms than others. Like clothing would sell better on Poshmark than Facebook Marketplace or whatever. And I could just do that, put all clothing and shoes on Poshmark if I were to keep using Poshmark. Electronics on eBay or whatever. But I sell one-offs, I sell vintage items for the most part that I find in thrift stores and garage sales and things like that. So I don't have half a dozen of them. I don't have two of them for the most part. I mean, rarely do I find two of one thing. So doing it a targeted way, just let's say if I were to keep Etsy, glassware on Etsy, because that's Etsy's forte. I'm just not quite sure what I'm going to do. And I've been thinking about it for, a few weeks now since I started having the issue with cross-posting. I haven't cross-posted anything since that day because I don't trust it, my internet connection. So I just don't know what to do. I don't want to quit selling. I know I don't want to do that. I enjoy what I do. Does it pay the bills? No, not anymore. It did up until I got injured a few months ago. And then, if you don't work it, it doesn't happen. You don't sell if you don't work it. So I'm trying to slowly get back into that now that this is pretty much healed as much as it's going to. I'm trying to get back into the habit of listing every day and promoting and things like that. And my sales are going back up, but it's going to be a long time before they are where this is my full-time job, So I want to keep doing it. I just got to be smarter about it. And I just can't seem to make up my mind. I don't know. I will figure it out eventually, one way or another. I mean, if nothing else, I can pause my subscription with List Perfectly. I did find out that they don't, if you end your subscription with them, they don't kill your catalog. So if I were a month or two later to go back, my catalog would still be there. It wouldn't be up to date, though. Hopefully, in that period of time that I don't have List Perfectly, I will have sold some things. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I have 5 platforms. If I were to keep all 5, it's not that hard to go through all 5 and see if that thing's listed on there. I just don't know. Yeah, Cameron, vintage items are cool. I mean, that's what I like, picking up an item, that's just a cheapo vase. Quite honestly, I'm probably not even going to list it, but it was in my death pile. And it's missing its lid. But you pick up something, the Goodwill sticker. You pick up something and you go, what has this seen? Who has touched this? What's the story behind it? I love that. Or you evoke a memory for somebody. At an auction a month or so ago, I picked up I don't have it anymore, but a Presto mini crock pot type thing. It's not a round one. It's rectangular. Can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a crock pot, but it's got a griddle base too. So it's got a crock that sits on top of it, but it's got a base where you could actually do a couple of pancakes, something like that. But it's only, maybe 10 inches long, 6 inches wide, something like that. Anyhow, I bought it at a local auction, really cheap, but anyhow, and I listed it on eBay. I think a couple of other platforms too. And actually a friend of mine, a friend's mother, who's also kind of like my mom, we were childhood friends, saw it and messaged me, and she wanted to buy it. So I, of course, sold it to her. And she doesn't live locally, but she didn't want me to ship it because she has family that sometimes comes through here. So long story short, it was a hassle trying to meet up and get that item to her. And her sister and I were texting back and forth, trying to make arrangements. And she made the comment to me. She said, boy, this is an awful lot of work for a crock pot. And I said, yeah, it is. I said, but your sister, my friend's mom, told me this was just like the one her mom had. And she had such fond memories of using it. That's why she wanted it. And she turns out she gave it to my friend, that was really cool. I didn't know she was giving it to her daughter. And she was like, well, yeah, you're right. It does have a lot of memories for us. And I'm like, that's why I like the old stuff. That's why I like the old stuff. It evokes memories for people. Anybody can go to Walmart and buy something new. But if it's something that reminds you of your childhood or, something like that, I just love that. And I get so many comments from buyers saying things like that it makes it all worthwhile for me. It just gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling, So I do like selling my vintage items. And I don't think I would ever get rid of selling my vintage items. I did think about it for a little bit. I don't know if any of you, oh gosh, what's her name? Lindy Glenn, big YouTuber, and she's an online reseller. And she buys pallets from, I can't think of the name of it. Anyhow, some liquidator company. She buys pallets of HBA, health and beauty aids. And I thought for a little bit of doing that because they're smaller, less room taking up for items, and they're not breakable, which a lot of vintage items are breakable. I go through so much bubble wrap. And I thought about doing that for a little bit, changing up my whole idea of what I do. Yes, wholesale ninjas. Thank you. I couldn't come up with it. But I don't think I could ever give up, even though glassware and ceramics and things like that are a pain to ship. I don't think I could give it up just because I love finding those things, and I love selling them to somebody who's going to appreciate them. Yeah, I got on a soapbox there for a second. Sorry. But, by the way, if you live in a place that does not have Sonic, I feel so sorry for you guys. Because their cherry limeades are the bomb. But anyhow, so yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now, is trying to decide what I'm going to do. And I have a little over a week to figure it out, and I will figure it out. I don't know. So you guys that are resellers, question for you. Yeah, cherry limeade is the bomb. Strawberry limeade is really good too. Blackberry limeade is really good too. Limeades are really good. We're coming up on July. And, Christmas in July. So I have a question for you resellers. If you sell Christmas items, do you sell them year-round? Do you start selling them in July? Or do you only sell them in Q4? I personally sell them year-round. I did not when I first started. When I first started, I really thought that you had to wait until Q4 or it was just going to sit around and do nothing. Boy, was I wrong. I sell things, Christmas items, 12 months out of the year. But I'm just curious about what everybody else thinks, what they do. I'm excited for July for Christmas items because I love selling Christmas items. Yeah, I'm the same way, Cameron. I'm up until recently, I hadn't been listing every day because of the shoulder. But I agree. List every day. Always have a sale going. I always have a sale going. I promote my listings, everything at 3%. I used to do 4%, but I haven't really noticed that much of a difference between 3 and 4%. So 3% it is. The thing I will say that I have stopped doing, and I probably need to start doing it more often, but it's a time management thing, is I used to promote a lot of my listings on Instagram. And I very rarely get on Instagram anymore other than to look at everybody else's posts. And I need to do that a little bit more. Do you promote your items, Cameron, outside of the promoted listings on eBay? Do you promote on Instagram or Twitter or Pinterest, anything like that? And Candy, you just wait till Q4 to do your Christmas items? When I first started doing this as a part-time job, I would cross-post, or not cross-post, I would promote just about every listing I made onto Instagram. But it got to be too much. Yeah, I started Pinterest, doing it on Pinterest too, but again, it just was too much. And I got confused, I'll be real honest. I'm old. I got confused on how to do it. I did do the eBay Partner Network for a while there, but then they changed all of that, and I haven't done it since they changed it. Yeah, it's a time suck. I agree. Yeah, I will. I have a Facebook business page, and I will share a few things there every once in a while. And I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Kathy Terrell. She's bigwig eBayer, goes to all their eBay opens, and she's been on eBay for Business podcast a number of times. And anyhow, she is a big proponent of the 80-20 rule on your Facebook or actually on any of your social media, that 20% of your posts need to be sharing your items and 80% should not be. 80% should be other content. And it's the other content I have issues with. I mean, she's like, she'll tell you, well, post a recipe or, post an article you found out online, but it's stuff that has nothing to do with what you're selling. And it just seems odd to me. I mean, I'm not saying she's wrong. It's me. I have a hard time coming up with 80% non-sale related content. Have I thought about live sales? I have thought about them, but I do not have the following. I mean, you can see here, I have 3 people in here, actually 2 people actively speaking, which I'm not complaining. I'm stating a fact here. I don't think that I would have enough people come on here to do a live sale, but I have thought about it because I see it happen. I see other people do live sales, but I don't have the following. Everybody thinks I have this great following because I have so many subscribers on YouTube, but those subscribers are from 10 years ago. They aren't watching me now. I probably should have just started a whole new channel when I started doing this, but I didn't. Yeah, I occasionally will post a picture of Buddy. Again, it's time management. What I need to do, I'll be real honest with you. What I need to do, this is my calendar, and this is where I write down my daily sales. And yeah, you'll see it's pretty bare. I need to plan out at least a month in advance. On this day, I'm going to make a post on Instagram. On this day, I'm going to make a post on Facebook, and plan it out ahead of time because it's the only way I'm going to get it done. But I'm not getting it done. I need to buck up and do it. But I'll be real honest with you. I've gone back to work pretty much full-time, all but full-time. And I'm exhausted when I get home. I work 4 to midnight, Tuesday through Friday. It's a physical job. It is a mental and emotional job. And when I come home, I'm exhausted. And when I get up in the morning, I'm still exhausted. So I've got to find that balance, but still be able to pay the bills. It was a lot easier to do all of these maintenance items when I wasn't working full time, because then I had all the time in the world to do this. But unfortunately, things happen. If I'd had a crystal ball that said 3 months, 4 months after going full time, you're going to injure your neck and shoulder, I might not have gone full time quite then. But I didn't have that crystal ball, or it was broken. I don't think you should worry about all that extra social media sharing nonsense. Just focus on making your listings nice and making videos. I agree with you. Cameron. The making videos, that's the other thing. And again, it's just things I need to work through. I do like making videos, except, well, no, let me preface this. I like recording videos, and this is, I swear I sound like I'm whining, and I don't mean it this way. It's just a fact. Don't buy a Chromebook if you're going to edit videos. So I have been doing lives pretty much exclusively because editing on a Chromebook is a pain in the ass. Excuse my language, but it is. It's a pain in the ass. You have to download apps to edit your videos. You can't upload a program to Chromebook. You have to use an app, and that's very limiting. If I had it to do all over again last summer when I bought this Chromebook, I would have bought a regular laptop. But I thought I would like this Chromebook. And I do like the Chromebook. I love my Chromebook, except for editing videos. So that's why you don't see very many recorded videos, or if you do, they're one-shots where I don't do any editing. I have so many ideas in my head of things I want to do videos on. It's just the editing process that slows me down. You post on Instagram, but never on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else. I think influencers give that advice to people with way bigger followers than we do. I think you're right. And I drank that Kool-Aid for a while. So I was posting, I mean, when I first started doing social media, yeah, I was posting on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, all over the place. And it ate up half my day. And I got tired of it really fast. You'll edit for me, Candy? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I might take you up on that sometime. But Cameron, because I know that you post a lot of videos. I will be real honest with you, Cameron. I don't watch a lot of your videos. I have watched some. But again, it's a time thing. Do you have a GoPro or anything like that? Or do you basically just do, I can't remember if you're doing shopping videos or not. Well, hello, Paul. All right, my internet's going to go down, guys. Paul showed up. Where are you eating, Paul? I'm assuming you're eating dinner, but you just said out with family. I don't know why I assumed you were eating. Thank you for stopping by, though. I appreciate it. But I was dogging you earlier. I also got you and Cameron mixed up, but that's nothing new. I know. I tell you what, when I get done with this live, Cameron, I will go watch some of your videos. I get notifications on your videos. I just usually when you're posting something, I'm in the middle of something else. No, never. I would never dog you, Paul. No, you were right about my internet. That's all I was saying. My internet sucks, and it's causing me problems. Causing me problems with List Perfectly and making me think about dropping some of my platforms so I don't have to use List Perfectly anymore. So yeah, that's all I was saying. But it is what it is. Someday maybe I will move and I will be able to have better internet. I did talk to my next door neighbor and asked her who she had for her internet, and we were talking, and she's like, oh yeah, she said, I found out AT&T, it doesn't have the speed necessary for anything. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm finding out. Great. So, but anyhow, so that's kind of what I'm facing right now, is trying to figure out what the future is for Vintage Baby by Gina. And when I know, I'll let you know. I know that I'm not going away. And I know that I'll keep doing lives. I don't know that I'll keep doing Monday lives. I may just strictly do Saturday lives. And then, of course, if my schedule changes at work, who knows? It's not, yes, you can get an internet booster. It's like $20 a month. But like I said, this computer is literally 5-6 inches from my router. So it's not that it needs to be boosted. It's just a bad internet connection. It's just, I'm getting, what is it? 18 speed is 18, whatever it is, gigabytes, megabyte, whatever it is. And that's slow for what I want it to do. It's slow. So I am going to keep selling cool vintage. Oh, you guys want to see something really cool? Give me just a second. Oh my God, I love these things so much. And if I break them, I'm going to cry here. Hang on. All right. Trying to keep them out of the view of the camera until I can present them artfully. So earlier I was talking about how I really thought I had worked through my death pile during the height of COVID, and nobody could shop for anything. And I really thought I had completely gotten rid of my death pile or profit pile, whatever you want to call it. I call it a death pile. And then last weekend, when I was doing some heavy cleaning, I found a tote in my bedroom that I thought had off-season clothing in it. And when I opened it up, it was full of Goodwill bags from March of 2020. So when I was stocking up before the stores all closed down, I really, honest to God, did not know I had these things. So anyhow, I've been listing them all week. And I opened up a bag, and it was everything. I could tell they were glasses, drinking glasses, but they were all wrapped in newspaper. So I unrolled one. Honest to God, don't remember half the stuff I bought. Hey, Angie, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So anyhow, I unwrapped the first one, and I went, oh my God, I had totally forgotten I had bought these. And I absolutely love them. And I would keep them, except for two things. I'm a single woman who does not need eight highball glasses for any reason whatsoever. I do drink occasionally, but I don't need 8 highball glasses. And number 2, if I were to ever break one of these, I would cry. So I would rather sell them to someone else and let them break them, and I won't know about it unless they break in transit, which I've already got plans on how to especially carefully ship these. But I will show you one of them, and then I will let you know. I have a set of 8, 2 of each color. They are so spectacular as far as mid-century glassware goes. Ready? You ready? I'll bring it in so you can see it's gold link accent in pastels. This is, the light is kind of killing it, but it's a really pretty pink. There's 2 of each color. And then I have this turquoise green color. There we go. Turquoise green color. I'm being so careful with them because I don't want them to break. And then a lemon yellow color. And these are tall. These are tall glasses. Yeah. Whoa. That's how I felt. And that's the one good thing about forgetting about them is I got to get that wow factor twice when I saw them in Goodwill and again when I unwrapped them a year later. And then this is more of a mint green. But anyhow, I have 2 of each of these. So I'm selling them as a set of 8. I couldn't even find anyone selling a set of 8. I could find fewer. But these are gorgeous. There's just on a couple of them, there's a tiny bit of wear to the gold rim. Just a tiny bit of wear. But otherwise, they are gorgeous. And yes, I want to keep them, but I'm not going to. Very carefully, Angie, you would clean them very carefully. Definitely not in a dishwasher. And you would have to get one of those baby bottle cleaner things. It's frosted on the outside, not the inside. So you wouldn't damage it by using one of those on the inside. Boy, that doesn't look good. Sorry. But yeah, you would definitely want to hand wash. And you can tell because you can see the brush strokes. Probably not on here. Let me see. But you can tell this is hand painted. This is hand painted on there. And from my research, they come in pastel and regular colors. These are the pastels. And oh, they're gorgeous, man. Gorgeous. I was so psyched when I opened up the bag and found these. I'm going to go put these back up because I have them in a really safe place and I don't want to knock them over here on my desk because you would see a grown woman cry. You would see a grown woman actually have a total meltdown, probably. Okay. They are safe. They are safe. Well, it's that kind of stuff that makes me want to sell vintage items. I mean, my God, they're gorgeous. How much? Well, I tell you what, I will bring up the listing. I'm shooting for the moon with these because I can't find a set of 8 anywhere. So let me see here. I'll bring it up and then I'll share it on the screen here. Yeah, I'm shooting for the moon on them, and I know that. I have actually had a couple of people interested. Yes, I would cry like Kim Kardashian when she lost her diamond. You got it. And my internet's being slow. Imagine that. Come on, baby. You can do it. Come on, what's going on here? Yeah, my internet's being really bad. But yeah, it's those kinds of things that just tickle me. They really do. I am a Culver girl, quite honestly, personally. I love anything by Culver. I can't get this to load to save my life. Let's try something else. If you're not familiar with Culver glasses, they make a lot of barware, or made a lot of barware, and everything was 22 karat gold. And I'll be real honest, I currently have no Culver of my own because I had to sell it to pay the bills. It happens. And I will collect more Culver someday when life changes a bit. But they have these ones, and I had them, and I swore I'd never sell them, but things happen, and they were owls, and I collect owls personally, or I should say I used to collect owls. I'm starting to kind of waver on the whole owl thing. I think I overdid it a bit. If you can see my living room, it's nothing but owls, and I'm kind of getting tired of them. But anyhow, these were owl Culver glasses. Oh, they were beautiful. Beautiful. But I like Culver glasses, but these, there's just something about the colors on these glasses, and I can't. It's because Paul came in here. Now my internet's being all wonky because Paul came in here. It's all Paul's fault. I'm seriously trying to get the page to load so I can show you what I've listed these for. But they're listed for a little bit under $200, if I remember correctly, for the set of 8. I've actually had some people interested. Nobody's pulled the trigger yet. And if somebody offered me a reasonable amount, I'd probably take less. But I wasn't going to give them away either because I do love them so much. And like I said, it was hard to find any other set like that. It's definitely Paul. Yes, thank you. All right, it's finally starting to work slowly. And these are Bartlett. Those glasses are Bartlett Collins glasses. That's the maker. Come on, load for me. Seriously, my internet was doing fine until Paul showed up. What the heck? What the heck? Come on, load for me. I swear, it's so funny. My internet does fine till he shows up. He's doing something. I'm sure he's no longer here, but yeah, he's doing something. Oh, I've got him listed for $209. $209.99 right now. There they are. But yeah, and they're on sale. They actually, I have them listed as $280. And they're on sale for $209.99. But if any of you are interested in them, I'd make you a deal. I wasn't showing them to sell them though, but there's the listing just so you can see the listing for it. But God, they're stunning. There we go. They're stunning. I mean, look at that. Now you can see the colors a little bit better. But oh, and you can see the brush strokes where it's hand painted on there. I think they're just about the prettiest glasses I've ever seen. But yeah, that's what they look like. Oh, I know. If I were to use them, I would break them. This is how I get my glasses fixed usually, without worrying about breaking them, because like I said earlier, I am I will do that, Candy. I'm a single person, so I don't need a whole lot of glasses, and I don't care if I have matchy glasses, So what I do when I buy glasses, like at an auction or something like that, if there's an odd number of glasses in the set, let's say, I end up with a set of 9 of something, mid-century, because I only really keep mid-century glasses. But let's say I have a set of 9. I will list the glasses as a set of 8. And then when they sell and I'm packing them up, if I happen to break one by accident, I've got a spare, right? That's the way I do it, because odd number of glasses don't usually sell. And then once they're shipped off, and I've still got that spare one. Once they're shipped off and they have been received without any breakage, that odd number, that 9th glass or that 7th glass or whatever you want to say, that is mine. So I have a lot of single glasses. Works fine for me. Works fine for me. And then I've got a little safety net if one does break, and no matter how well you package something, sometimes things are just going to break. You got to thank our wonderful USPS. I pack the hell out of glassware because I'm so scared. Actually, hang on one second. I will give you guys a tip. And I'm picking up one of these glasses. Pray I don't break it. Okay, so let's say I sold these glasses, right? How do I make sure they're not going to break? Because, you could pack that box so full of bubble wrap and peanuts or air pillows, and still something, let's pretend this is the side of the box. Okay, this piece of paper is the side of the box. Something along the way can still go right through, and break something, right? It can happen. You can't control that, right? Okay, so let's say I sold these and I'm shipping them in a box. This is a bubble wrap core. This is what my bubble wrap comes around, right? Bubble wrap the glass, place it inside. I'm very careful. I got my hand down here so I don't drop it. You place the glass inside there. This is my trick. Do I do it with every glass? No. Actually, some glasses are going to be too wide for this. This glass fits in here pretty well. You get it wrapped with bubble wrap, it's going to fit in there nice and snug. That's my little trick. If it's a high dollar glassware, run-of-the-mill glasses, I don't worry so much about. But if it's a high dollar piece of glassware, I keep all of these for my bubble wrap. And I use these. Yes, it adds weight to your box, but your glasses are going to arrive safely. And I would rather pay a little bit more in shipping. And if it goes over the amount that I have had the buyer pay for the shipping, I don't care, because this is insurance to me. So that's what I do. And you can also cut these down for like rocks glasses and things like that. You can cut it down really easy with a little handsaw, or I use I'm drawing a blank on the name, Dremel to go around it and cut it really fast. But that's how I pack glasses like this, high dollar ones. Or actually anything, not just glasses, but anything that's fragile and will fit in something like this. That's what I do. Yes, thank you for telling people that I package well. If you guys don't know, Candy bought something from me a few weeks back. And yeah, they come in really handy. Even if you're not shipping something fragile, using this to take up space in the box is always nice. But there, my tip and trick for the night. But yeah, so that's definitely what I'm going to be doing with these. I would go ahead and pre-wrap them and have them. That way I'd feel better about them, because I am scared to death I'm going to break these right now. But invariably, if I pre-pack, somebody has a question and they want a photograph of something specific and I have to unpack it again. So I don't pre-pack very much. I do have a few things pre-packed, but they're like in envelopes, like padded bubble mailers, but I haven't sealed the padded bubble mailers, so I can still pull stuff out. Like my postcards and things like that, I have them in envelopes labeled so that they're easy for me to find, and then I just have to seal it up, put the label on it, and it's done. But most stuff I don't do that. Now, if I ever have an earthquake, and yes, Kansas does have earthquakes. If we ever have a major earthquake here, I'm screwed. Very much screwed, because I have freestanding shelves in the middle of my storeroom. Those are going to topple over big time. But, and then I'll cry. And I'll probably come on live and cry. But so yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to stop selling vintage items, because that's my love. I mean, that's why I made my name Vintage Baby by Gina. Actually, you want to know the full story on Vintage Baby by Gina? How I came up with that name? It's kind of silly. Before I started selling on eBay, I was already a lover of mid-century items. Mid-century and 70s items, my childhood, basically. I'll put my store link in here, sure. That is my store link. Tell me if that came up as an actual link, because I'm typing this in StreamYard, not on YouTube. So anyhow, before I ever sold anything online, I had a friend here, local friend, who used to have a mid-century store. Oh my God, it was the best store ever. Some of the things she had, oh my God. Anyhow, we got to be friends. She no longer had the store, but she had a booth at the antique mall here, or one of the antique malls here. And at one point she was looking for a partner to share the booth rent. And I thought, I'm starting to collect quite a bit of stuff. Sure, why not? And her name is Atomic Mama. So it was Atomic Mama and Vintage Baby. And then when I started selling online, I wanted to go with Vintage Baby on Etsy, because Etsy was the first platform I started selling on. And Vintage Baby was already taken. So I had to do Vintage Baby by Gina. That's how I came up with my name. While I'm thinking about it, here's the link to those glasses, I believe. There we go. I almost tried to take a drink out of this instead of my styrofoam cup. So, because I did that, I'm going to go put this back away. Okay. So, kind of got off topic there a little bit, but that's okay, because it was a lighter topic. I like lighter topics. Sometimes I come in here and things get a little heavy. So I'm going to bring this open here where I can see things a little bit better. Since I'm doing, guys, this is not pressure. Seriously, I just thought about it, so I'm going to put this on here. It's just to show you that I have it. Please do not feel pressured by any means, but I do have a buy me a coffee now. Although it'd be more like buy me a Route 44. So I'll just have that up there for a couple of minutes, and then I'll take it down. It's just basically to show you guys that I did finally get one, because people were asking me about it. How long? Oh, we've been on here about an hour and 15 minutes already. Wowza. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now, trying to figure out how to balance things, how to create the growth that I need for Vintage Baby without all of the crap that I don't need for Vintage Baby. Oh, did you, Angie? So yeah, I got to figure this all out, and I will. I'm not stupid. I just do stupid things sometimes, but I'm not stupid. And we all do stupid things sometimes. So that's not me beating me up. I know everybody does stupid things sometimes. Happy hour Route 44 every day. As the one good thing about working the hours that I work 4 to midnight. So I go to Sonic almost every day that I work, and it's during happy hour. So I get my half price drink and then I take it to work with me, and it lasts all shift. Unless one of the people I take care of gets a hold of it. I work 2 different houses, just one each week. And one house, you have to really watch your drinks. We have one person that loves to steal your drinks. But all right, Angie, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I really do. You always brighten my day, just like Candy always brightens my day. Paul, I guess, brightens my day. Cameron always brightens my day. Carla brightens. Everybody who comes in brightens my day. And to think I almost didn't go live tonight. Almost didn't, just because I was just being lazy, I guess. I'll take that back off there. Oh, and my nose is itching. Ooh, goodness. But I don't know whether you guys saw this. Hang on, and I will bring up one other item that I have listed that I talked about in the last live, but not everybody. You bid on 3 lots of dairy cow knickknacks, won all 3 lots. You got lots of dairy cows, huh? You collect cows. I will have to remember that. There's a town in central Illinois, Decatur. I believe it was Decatur. I may be wrong. It's been a few years since I lived there. But they had cow statues on every corner of downtown, all different colors. It was great. Well, thank you, Candy. I'm glad I went live too now. I never know if anybody's going to show up. And I'll be quite honest with if you know my history, with my borderline personality disorder and depression, sometimes I get a little down when nobody shows up. And I shouldn't let it affect me. But it does, because that's just who I am. All right, I'm looking for this other item. I'll show you this. I know some of you have already seen it. Angie, I will remember that. If I ever run across something cow related, I will let you know. I had a cow creamer, but I've sold it. Darn it. Anyhow, this is my other big listing for the week. I listed this actually last Saturday, but I will bring it up a little bigger here. If I can get my computer to work. There we go. So anyhow, the only kicker on this is that I am not shipping it. I refuse to ship it. I actually had someone yell at me earlier today because I refused to ship it. But I know how heavy it is. I know how fragile it is. And I know how big it is. And if they want it, they can arrange for shipping, or they can come get it themselves. Because this is an absolutely stunning lamp. This was my mother's. It is not my style at all. But it is stunning. All of those are individual pieces of glass. This is a Tiffany style. And I'm trying to remember, the shade itself is 18 inches in diameter. It's huge. It is an all metal base. Gorgeous, baby. Gorgeous. And it has a certificate of authenticity. So it is numbered. 13. Get away from there. Go away. Sure. As soon as I move down there. It's 1307 out of 5,000, I believe, or 2,500. Someday it'll go away. Why you got to be that way? There we go. 1307 out of 3,500. anyhow, I did have somebody interested, seriously interested. And I told them of a local place that would professionally pack it and ship it to them, and that they could pay for it themselves because I wasn't going to take responsibility for shipping it. And they were all happy about it. And then they called them and found out it was going to be about $400 to ship it. And yeah, they weren't so happy anymore. And I'm kind of like, well, that's why I don't want to ship it. I'm not stupid, because I know if I were to ship it and not have it professionally packed or anything like that, it would arrive broken. And I just don't want to deal with that. I'm sorry. If it doesn't sell online, I will probably put it in my antique booth. But I've got to figure out a safe place to put it in the booth. I don't want somebody knocking it off of a table. Because if it breaks at the antique booth, they don't have liability insurance or anything like that, and I'm out. I mean, I didn't pay for it. This was my mother's, but still, I don't want to just throw away $800 to $1,000 either. So anyhow, those are my two big listings for the week, the glasses and this lamp. The rest of the stuff has been little things, but I've sold a few of them, so I'm happy with that. Last Saturday, I went to an auction. I bought a box of knives, kitchen knives, carving knives for $1. Sold one of those yesterday for $20. So yes, road trip. Come see me, Candy. Well, and also I don't want to do returns on it because, and I know that's hurting me on eBay. And I also know that there's no such thing as no returns on eBay, but I can try to minimize it as much as possible with a local pickup. I want them to inspect it before they take it away from here. I want them to know what they're getting before they take it away, because I don't want to deal with shipping it somewhere and having them say item not as described, and then I have to pay the shipping back, especially if the shipping is going to be $400. No, not doing it. Not taking the risk. It's not worth it to me. Yes, I would love to sell this, but that kind of a risk is not worth it to me. So you're actually leaving now. Okay, Angie. You take care, honey. I'm actually going to be closing this down in just a couple of minutes anyhow. Thanks for stopping by. But anywho, if any of you have any suggestions as far as what I should do with List Perfectly and or other platforms, let me know in the comments. If you don't, that's fine too. Thanks for letting me vent. Thanks for listening. I don't know what I will do. I guess I will spend some more time thinking about it. Maybe I should spend some more time scheduling some little bits of social media promotion. I don't know. I kind of am on the same page as Cameron, where it's kind of, do I spend time doing social media or do I spend time listing and sourcing, things like that? There are only so many hours in the day, as you know. So anyhow, that is about all that I had for tonight. And actually, I didn't expect to even go past an hour tonight. So hour and a half almost. Not too shabby. So I think I'm going to end it here. I only got one thing listed, but I really didn't expect this to be much of a listing event. Quite honestly, I list a lot faster and a lot smarter when I'm not live, when I can concentrate on what I'm doing. Here's something for you guys. If you would like to put in the comments on YouTube, not in, I'm giving you homework. I'm giving you homework. If you think about it. Yes, I need to get a planner. You're right, Candy. What I would like to know in the comments after the live is done, because I'm trying to get comments. Please help me. I'm trying to get comments actually showing up there. I want to know. I forgot the question. Okay, so I'm going to have to make up another question because I honest to God forgot what I was going to ask you. All right. Rank your favorite platforms from favorite to least favorite in the comments. If you're a reseller, rank your favorite platforms from favorite to least favorite. For me, it would be eBay, then Facebook Marketplace, then Mercari, then Etsy, and then Poshmark. Those are my 5 in that order, from favorite to least favorite. In the comments after the live is done, I would like to know what your favorites are. If you want to put Y, that's great. If you don't want to put Y, that's great. Anyhow, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. That really does help me. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Buy me a coffee if you'd like to buy me a coffee. Link is in the description. If you don't want to buy me a coffee, that is fine. Don't buy me a coffee. I don't care. It's just there as an option. But anyhow, until next Saturday, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend and a wonderful week to come. And we will talk again later. Take care. Bye-bye.